I want to welcome you to Polkadot update here this lovely Friday. Let me know how you're doing. But first of all, let me know if you can hear me, because then we got 50% of this little show going. So please write me down below, with technology and all this. I'm a little bit late. I'm sorry for that. But there's a lot of information that we got to pack into today's Polkadot update. And I can already say that we are increasing one position. If you watched yesterday, then you know which one that is. And then we are adding two new beautiful dots to Betty's portfolio. Remember, I don't own anything and I'm pretty happy. Betty owns it all and she is fucking miserable all the time, especially since Barnbridge. Anyway, just remember everything I say and do, and that has to be said from the get-go, is not financial advice. Thank you, blockchain bully. Okay, I think so. Yeah, so we said we're gonna add two new dots. We're gonna increase one. We're gonna go over. We're gonna do some recap from 2023. Then we're gonna look at those. We're gonna somewhere in between. We're gonna look at the auctions, right? Because remember when we entered into the Parachain auctions, even though that Gavin Wood said that probably this auction model is gonna expire at some point. But remember, when we participated in the first auctions, we basically did it when Polkadot was around $50 or at the high. And then we locked those beautiful dots in for 2 years. And the rewards that we got from the auctions that we participated in were then not so great. But now maybe it's different, right? Because if we expect that, 2025 is going to be the peak of the third cycle, then maybe it's not a bad thing to lock in those beautiful dots and receive some rewards. Anyway, we're gonna have a look at that. So I think we need to start. And as you know, it goes a little something like this. Oh, I think you know what time it is. It is time to let the chaos begin, because it's time to concentrate on Polkadot and Kusama. But just remember, my chaos has been nothing but profitable. The future of finance is being built right in front of our eyes and is being built on the blockchain. And from my point of view, it's being built on Ethereum and Polkadot. In case you're new to this channel, then do me a favor, hit like, smash and subscribe and all them goodies, so that you can be notified every time we upload new videos, so that you can, remember this is important to me, so that you can protect your wealth, preserve your wealth, and ultimately increase your wealth. My name is Nico Harachi, and I'm the host of the littlest crypto channel on the interweb. Be strong. Now, what would it be if we don't do this date? I'm gonna go quick, over the pricing, because we got lots of poker stuff to go through. But we're seeing BTC at 41,677, up 0.9%, and we got Ethereum at 2,490, up 0.9%. So they are like soul brothers. And remember, we're all looking here at the hourly. We got Solana down 1.1% at 93, and then we got Polkadot at 6.8, down 2.6%. But again, you can see, when we look at the hourly, something happened. We had a drop here around 18 o'clock, 6 o'clock my time. We went a little down, then we went a little up. And we can see basically in terms of volume, in terms of order size, everything is pretty identical. And that should scare you a little bit. The market is still very fragile and manipulated. So the week is coming to an end, and we can see as of now we are clearly below the 7-day moving average. What is this really going to give us? I mean, nothing big happened since you and I spoke yesterday. But if we're going to see a close by Sunday, then at least probably we could see volatility in the weekend, right? We could see a flash crash. And if we're going to see a flash crash, well, I can tell you I'm going to go in and I'm going to add many more beautiful coins, not only dots, but it depends, right? I think many of you have not participated in our flash crash live streams. When I'm here in the studio and there's a flash crash, well, then usually we go live. Anyway, I think we could, I think we see a little bit of a pullback. I did look a little bit at the Bitcoin ETFs. I also prepared a few slides, but we're going to talk about that next. But basically, good money's flowing in. Good money's flowing in. That's good to see. Only Grayscale are losing out a little bit because their fees are too high. But that's a good thing for the overall market. Yeah. And yeah, let's go because I mean we gotta do what we gotta do. So let's see who's in the chit chat, and then we just run to the polka dots. Who is here? Blockchain Bet is the first one. Shahida, meet my soul brother. Wall Street Bets loved those dots, yeah. And Dennis Van Rijn, how are you? Good to see you. You're also old soldier, old friend of the channel. Anyone participated in Mantra squad game sale? Yeah, that would be interesting. Did anyone? I didn't. Yui, Yui, good to see you. And we got Ansar Hamid. We got Eddie. Let's go. That's our good friend. Ivan there. Marcus is here. Finally. Why did that take so long? Yeah, you know, always good things take a while. Marcus, you were the one talking about that beautiful dot, right? Was it not you, Marcus? I think, because you can imagine one of those two beautiful dots that we're adding to Betty's portfolio is probably what you have recommended. And why did that take so long? That's a right question. You know, due diligence takes its time, and CryptoStan is here. I'm already excited about those 2024 and 2020 will be mega. Yeah, I think you are right. I think you're so right. I think Polkadot is the most underestimated ecosystem, and it is right in front of our eyes. And another thing, not only that I'm the littlest crypto channel on the interweb, but if you actually go and if you follow both, you know, the Moonbeam or a Star, you know, some of these major dots, when you go follow them on, if they have a YouTube channel or they have, you know, on Twitter, X or whatever, I mean, the following that they have is really, really little. And this is where you should really congratulate yourself, because it's only a matter of time until we are going to be among the top 1%. And then sound is good. Dennis here, good to see you. Egon, love you, mate. Sorry I'm late. No, you're not late, Egon. I'm late. Oh, good to see him, Blockchain Bully. And we got Mohammed Hasib Abbasi. Oh, I thought you busy down in Gaza, but thank God you got time to look at those dots. What do you think? Dead and pink. No, come on. What do you think? What do you think about Dead and Pink? Man, you're too far. You see, there's, you know, I do look at many, you know, coins, but before I kind of talk on them on the channel, I need to be a little more confident. And so that's why I'd rather say I don't know anything. Okay, let me get a quick sip, and then we're going, you know. It's no Bahama Mama, and it's almost Saturday, tomorrow. Saturday, Bahama Mama time. Bahama Mama. Okay, let's go. Let's see what we got. There's a lot of information, and you know, we got to give a big thank you to Cherry, because she's the one who's making these presentations. So she, first of all, and that's a good thing, we're gonna compare Polkadot 2.0 versus Avalanche, and basically because Avalanche is also a lovely blockchain, but I think here what we can see really take out of it is here the second here we can see. Transactions per second, right? In Polkadot, they can do 1 million plus total, and we can see Avalanche at 4,500 to 10,000. Even though I think Avalanche, I think they just recently made an announcement they're going to be quicker. Anyway, then block time and latency, inflation. The inflation rate is also important. We got with the Polkadot, it's inflation rate of 10%. Of course, we want to have. We all know that the lower inflation is better, but Avalanche at 21. On the other hand, you know. This is another thing that's important, because also when we're going to look in at Nodl has a very, very high inflation rate, even though I'm a big believer of those Nodl dots. Sometimes, I mean, when we look at inflation of a new coin, I think here with the new economy, we should never make too many correlations or comparisons with the traditional financial system. And in this sense, I think of course we want a low inflation. We know that if there's a high inflation, that means that we're going to see more new coins coming in, you know, being supplied in circulation. And obviously that can then, you know, lower the value of the tokens. However, there's also, you know, you can stake and you can, you know, participate and get, if you find a coin that has a lot of inflation and still a low market cap. All I'm saying, I still think that this is on the more beneficial side of things, and not to be compared with the Federal Reserve's fraudulent system. Yeah, so you remember from the technical aspect of things, proof of stake and grandpa and babe, consensus algorithm, you gotta go to another channel to figure that shit out. Yeah, I can't explain that. Okay, top primary blockchains by revenue rate. Now, we'll talk about money. That's something we do understand, right? So we can see that's actually also interesting. Polygon, right? Which we all know is a layer 2 on Ethereum, has the highest revenue rate in 2023, but followed by Polkadot. And they're very close. 353% by Polygon and Polkadot 346. Then we got Cosmos, and I got a question about Cosmos. Cosmos is a lovely ecosystem. It's something that I would love if the day had more time, I would really look more into it. Tron, yeah, I mean, they're also doing good business, right? Oh, those Chinamen there, they know how to make money. And then we got Kusama down there on a 5th place. We can see Solana is not the primary blockchain by revenue. It might change. I am also a big believer in Solana, also because we're seeing many traditional companies, building on Solana. Avalanche is still down, not doing so good. Ethereum, well, Ethereum is fucking expensive, but I think Ethereum has a longer term view. And then BNB, Chain, and Phantom. Funny enough, this is one thing a little bit off topic. Did you watch Chico's last video where he's actually he's sharing his portfolio? And I was looking forward to that video of his. And I was quite surprised that a man like Chico, that really is doing, remarkable research, that his core holdings were Link, Chainlink. I mean, we love Chainlink. I love Chainlink, but that's his core holding. And then Ethereum, the second, and then GMX. Even though it was funny, you should go watch that video. I would have not expected Chico to be that conservative and have that smaller basket of coins. But hey, what do you know? That was just a little side note. So here we got Polkadot, the weekly recap of the first week of January 15th. So we can see the average core developers, 105, and number of holders, 1.2 million. I mean, that's a lot of holders holding those coins. Anyway, we can see daily code commits and IO and daily active users. We can see that it's gone a little bit down here in the first 2 weeks of the number of active users gone down a little bit, but the numbers of transactions have risen. Remember, when it comes to the amount of, of code commits and core developers, I always like to go to this site, and I also share that with you here. It is Sentiment. And then we always go in, and then you can go in here on the right, and you can see developer activity for the past 30 days. And, since we look at this pretty often, right? Usually there's been Polkadot in the first place and Kusama on the second, but now we can see Cardano on the first place. So something is also brewing with Cardano, right? We've been expecting that, right? Cardano is pretty late to the party, but good to see it. Another thing, Optimism was also a coin that we are very optimistic on, that we also participated at its launch. I don't talk so much about it, I should talk more about it. Anyway, so we can see, so here you can go and you can see the development activity and you can follow it for yourself. And, from this channel's point of view, of course, we're happy that also Optimism is there on a 4th place. We like that Hedera H-bar is on a 7th, and also ICP, we're all the small position. Not underestimate the power of Chainlink, but, and the Chainlink, you could also call that almost, it's almost like a beautiful dot. So, but what do we have here? 1 second. So the next one, I try to go over these slides, pretty quickly, because this is not, I guess, what you really come here for. But ranking Polkadot and Parachains by the total website visits in December 2023. This is, again, these are very, very good indicators, right? So Polkadot itself has a total visit of 655,000. I mean, I would like to see what that was like 2 years ago. Somewhere you could go in and look. I mean, that's pretty good, actually. BitSensor, right? We never spoke about BitSensor, but we can also see the rate changes here on the right. And so I guess BitSensor was probably not a consistent number 2 or number 3. Then Moonbeam in the 3rd place with 315,000 and a rate change of 190. I actually don't really know what this rate change means. So in case you know, let me know. well, I don't know if it's so important, but it's good to see Nodl. You see, when I don't know the market cap of Big Sensor and so on, but obviously we know Polkadot huge market cap, we know Moonbeam huge market cap, and this is where I see a lot of potential for Nodl, right? Nodl is a kind of like a competitor to IOTA, and I just like Nodl much better, much lower market cap, already business model, and they're really doing great stuff. Of course, a star. And then Hydra X on a fifth place. Akala, you know that we're not in Akala anymore. When I go in and I see the stats from Akala and Karura, they're still pretty good up there. But we are over and done with them. And I don't think that they're ever going to provide that stable coin for the Polkadot nor the Kusama ecosystem. And then Parallel Finance. And then, yeah, why not? Just let it out. Let it out. There's never a right time or a wrong time to announce the first coin that we are adding to Betty's portfolio, and that is Polkadex. And we should have done that a long time ago. But let's go and look at the chart. Just so you know, we are adding Polkadex to Betty's portfolio. Not financial advice, but hey, I think it's good. Okay, so what do we got here? The circulating of Polkadot Parachains in the early of 2024. So here, this is also what we're talking about. Here you can see the circulating supply of the coins. And yeah, I mean, you can see not only has 12% of their total coins in circulating supply. And that's where I was talking about a little bit about inflation. They are probably going to issue or give out many tokens in reward. So we also should at some point go in and see if we should host a Nodl note. And then we can see, for example, which one, Moonbeam, they already have 73% of their tokens in circulation, which is, it's also funny because if you go in and look at the staking rewards that you get from Moonbeam, or actually in general in the Polkadot ecosystem, I don't think they're not as attractive as what you can find on some of the other ecosystems. But nevertheless, if if any of you want this presentation, then let me know. What else do we have here? The next one, top blockchains by average core developers. Well, we spoke about core developers before, but here it's a little bit different. So in 2023, we can see that ranked number 1 is Ethereum, number 2 is Cardano, number 3 is, I think, Cosmos, 4 is Polkadot, and anyway, you can see ICP in the top 10, Solana, Aptos, Binance, Near Protocol, and funny enough, Filecoin. So, well, Filecoin, decentralized storage, we like decentralized storage, but I don't think we own Filecoin anymore. I have to look. Then must be a very small. We like Crust. We like, 3 others, decentralized storage. Top parachains by the valuation growth in the last 7 days. A Star Network, Pendulum. Well, I guess it's time to announce Pendulum with the ticker PEN is the second coin we're gonna add to Betty's portfolio. And wasn't it, I think, who was it here who actually, and I got to thank you, you guys in the chat, because, I mean, I really try to, as much as I can, to help and support with what I know, but I got to say, you are also helping me, and that's why I'm so thankful for you guys being here. I think it was you, Marcus, wasn't it you who were talking about Pendulum? Anyway, so we're adding Pendulum, and we will go a little bit further into these, to Polkadex and Pendulum here today, but we will also launch 2 new videos where we will go more into details why we have chosen them. So this is good, 2 new dots to Betty's portfolio. Here we're seeing the growth rate in unique addresses of Ethereum virtual machine blockchains in 2023. And yeah, optimism. You see, remember, I mean, optimism, again, not a dot, but I like that I have been focusing out also the risk-reward relationship from optimism. And we were very optimistic on optimism a few months back. But Moonbeam, so you're seeing Moonbeam within the Ethereum ecosystem. And that is, Moonbeam is a standout in the Ethereum virtual machine blockchain in Polkadot, and it records with a staggering 1,143% surge in unique addresses growth rate. It's actually also funny because all the staking that I'm doing on Moonbeam and on Moonriver is actually on Ethereum, and I'm using my MetaMask and my Ledger. So already there we are seeing some interoperability, and we can see how a dot is really mixing it up within the Ethereum ecosystem. Top primary blockchains by the Nakamoto coefficients score in 7 days. Polkadot number 1 and Polygon number 10. But anyway, we can see, so what is that? On proof of stake networks, the Nakamoto coefficient quantifies the minimum entities needed to control 1/3 of the stake. The higher the Nakamoto coefficient on a network, the more decentralized the blockchain. This means the more resilient the network will be to manipulation, right? It's all about decentralization, which means that Polkadot is a very decentralized because it has the highest Nakamoto score. And this was also another thing, I don't know if you're aware of, but Polkadot, already as they were establishing themselves, they're working very closely with the SEC and with the regulators from the US, and they were, they already got the approval there that they're not a security. So that's also good. Due to their decentralization and due to the fact that they are actually being viewed as just a software provider. Polkadot December overview. We got an average daily users, 11,000. And we got new addresses, 3,000. Anyway, there's growth. And that's what it is about. Now, top parachains by total value locked in. We can see a star, number 1 with 664 million. Centrifuge. You see, it's also good that we don't see the same coin being, in first place in every parameter. But you will see that in every different, let's say, in different categories, we always come back to the dots that we are also invested in. Remember Centrifuge, I love it. BlackRock is behind it. Tokenization of real world assets on the blockchain. Behind Centrifuge, you got Aave. Remember, we participated also in the Parachain auction. So they got there on the second place with 252 million. Then on the third place, Akala, 188 million. I guess that Akala still has so much money there because people can't get it out. I don't know. Bifrost on the fourth place. And Bifrost is actually one of those protocols that are currently, where we can participate in the Parachain auction. So we're going to go and look at that, what the potential reward would be. We did also participate in the first Bifrost Parachain auction, but I was not so happy with the rewards. But let's see, we're going to do that calculation a little bit later, so I got to hurry up. On the fifth place, Parallel with 87 million total value. So we can see some Parallel that is supposedly just supposed to be, a financial, I don't even know, coin, website, whatever. They're not doing so good. I don't enjoy doing anything so much on their side. But let's see. Maybe they're gonna, improve their user experience and all that. Let's move on. Where do we have the next one? The next one: top Parachain related projects by most popular rate in December. On the first place, what we have here on the first place, we got BitCountry, which I don't even know what that is, right? By most popular rate in December. On a second place, we got Manta Network. You were talking about that, right? On a third place, HydraDex. HydraDex is also a coin that we don't talk a lot about, but I think it has great potential. I really do. And then on fourth place, Polkadex. As I said, this is the one of the two coins that we are adding. On a fifth place, we got Parallel Finance, and then we got Moonbeam. On sixth, seventh, Dawinia. Dawinia, there was a lot of good talk about Dawinia. Now nobody talks about Dawinia. I don't even know. I even forgot. I mean, we did hold some coins. Sometimes I can't even remember what it is that they do. BitSensor 8, and then we got Integrity, and then a star on a 10th place. You see, a star here is the lowest when it comes to top Parachains related projects by most popular rate in December. metrics. This is sure new metrics. And this is the treasury grants of Polkadot and Kusama Parachain. So we can see, obviously, this is the grants of the amounts of tokens that they allocate in order to get, to attract new projects and new developers. And we can see, I mean, it's interesting to see that within the Polkadot ecosystem, number one is Polkadot, a Star Centrifuge, Akala, and Moonbeam. So these are the top 5 protocols that are spending quite a lot of money on trying to attract new developers in order to create new projects. And within the Kusama ecosystem, it's Calamari Network, Picasso, Kusama, Altair, and Moon River. And next, we are almost there. Top blockchains by number of code commits. Number 1, Cardano, number 2, Ethereum, and on a 3rd place, Polkadot, and for 4th place, Kusama. I mean, this is... Whew. Okay, now a quick sip here. Quick sip. Now we got all over those comparisons. Okay, let's see. We got some recent news that we got to go through. And the first one is Manta is successfully listed on all exchanges. Now we are not participated in that, but that's a good thing. What do we have here? Manta Network is focused on building a better Web3 with privacy guarantees designed from the first principle. Since I don't know, it doesn't make a lot of sense here for me, but congratulations also to all of that. The next one, and this is, remember I said, we are adding 2 new coins to Betty's portfolio, and we are increasing a coin that we are already holding, and we are increasing Kilt. And this is a bit of this is not really news from yesterday. This is already, I think, more than almost a month old or something like that. But nevertheless, this is big news because this is really evidence that shows how we are seeing a new blockchain protocol is able to attract big, old school, traditional companies onto the blockchains. Deloitte, as you probably know, right? One of the top 4 accounting firms in the world uses Kilt blockchain technology from Polkadot ecosystem for digital shipping logistics. So Deloitte's KYX shipping giant Hapag-Lloyd, and it's Hapag-Lloyd. Now, I've spent a lot of time in Austria and a little bit in Germany. I don't know if you haven't been there. I don't know if you're aware of Hapag-Lloyd, but it's actually one of the biggest transport distribution companies in the world. And for sure, I think probably the biggest in Germany. I mean, I could be a little wrong, but a big one. Huge shipping giant, Hapag-Lloyd, will be the first to use its Know Your Clients and Know Your Goods. Know Your Goods, that's actually important, framework. So KYX is an acronym for Know Your Client and Know Your Cargo. 2 procedures that separately establish and validate the client's identity and the transported items. The Kilt network is the foundation of this system. So the first company to use KYX will be the massive shipping company Hapag-Lloyd, followed, listen to this, there's more good news, followed by the telecom behemoth. That must be like something very big, the behemoth. Yeah, maybe it's a mammoth, I don't know. Behemoth or mammoth. Anyway, followed by the telecom mammoth Vodafone. It is estimated that Hapag-Lloyd is outfitting around 1.5 million containers with trackable devices to demonstrate that they are safe and have not been opened. I mean, this is great for Kilt. I think we still got some other news, but I think let's just jump over to look at some prices of our Polkadot portfolio. So that you can, there we go, yeah. We'll come back to the presentation. I know it's the most interesting part. Boom. So you can see here we have our portfolio. This is misleading because I always just put in that we buy 1 coin of each. But you can see here, so we got Kusama. So this is, if you would have followed, exactly when we said to buy or according to the auctions and so on, this is how much it would be up or down. Kusama 57%, Moon River 86%, Polkadot 60%, Energy Web token still down 36, just kind of keeps going down, even though I'm so massively optimistic when it comes to Energy Web token. But I wanted to talk about Kilt, because Kilt there, we participated in the crowd sale. We also then added a few more along the way, but from our price, as we got in, it's still down 21%. So I think it's a lovely time to get in. It's actually funny that after news like that not more would happen, right? If you go in here and let's look a month. Well, basically nothing, not a lot happened. It went up on some good news and then went down. If we look in for a year, well, you know, it's gone down 50%. But let's, of course, if we look all, we can say it came all the way from 12. But I sincerely believe that it's gonna in 2025 way outperform the $12 per coin. Anyway, I still think it's a pretty good time to get in. And I would call this a high value coin, because a coin or a dot or a protocol that is already generating business and working with companies like Hapag-Lloyd and Vodafone and Deloitte. I mean, this is unbelievable. They got a market cap of 16 million. Unbelievable. Anyway, let me know what you think about that, because I think this is kind of exciting news. So what is the next piece of news here? Litendry. That's also one of the coins that we are holding, right? We also we did not participate in the Parachain. We just bought them like that, I think. Litendry extends decentralized identity into the BTC ecosystem. Also good. To achieve this, Litendry aims to launch BRC20 on its brainchild product Identity Hub by integrating with the Unisat wallet. This will help bring unprecedented digital credentials features to the BTC ecosystem, such as ordinals, NFT, and Bitmap. And I think that's actually very good news. And when it comes to Litendry, let's go and look at when we got in there. Boom, here. So you can see Litendry here. Litendry is also down 20% from when Betty got in. Betty doesn't like to see red numbers there on the right. You know, she likes to see them green. But Litendry, yeah, still down 20%. So also with Litendry, that might be also worth mentioning. We are staking Litendry. So I thought let's just take it at this time. And I am jumping a little, but that's how I do things. So here we go. So we can see we got Litendry at 64 cents on the dollar. It was in average, 95% down from its all-time high. That means it was still 1,950% below. And now it's even lower. And so that's not bad. We're also staking. We're staking Litendry on Cumulon.cloud. And there you can actually connect both your MetaMask and also your Polkadot extension wallet. And then you can stake various different things there. So we are staking Litendry. And I think the rate has gone down a little bit, but it's pretty, I don't remember now what it is. I think it's like 23%. I'm sorry, I forgot to put in that slide. But I think it was 40% for a very long time, which was great. So you can see we staked 14,300, and this is the rewards that we have received until now, 3,400. And it's a little bit more complicated than other places, but on the other hand, you can choose different, you can delegate your tokens to different providers, collectors, and you can delegate, and then you can, gotta be on top of how much they charge that they're staking basically your coins, and sometimes they will change the reward rates. So anyway, it's a little bit where you got to keep an eye on it, but at least it was 44% for a long time, and now I think it's around 23%. Anyway, so now we got Litendry out of the what is else we got here? Next one, that's a big slide here. XCM cross-consensus messaging integrations between Moonbeam and 3 parachains has been successfully accomplished. And Moonbeam has, partnered up with, or they have been able to implement these integrations with Composable, Pendulum, and Polkadot. I mean, it's not based on this slide that we chose, Polkadot and Pendulum. No. So by harnessing the strength of Composable XCM connection with Moonbeam, the integration aims to enrich the user experience and utilize the first trust-minimized bridge within and outside of the Polkadot ecosystem. Composable brings connections with Cosmos Hub, not bad, Osmosis, Celestia, Agoric, and many more Cosmos app chains. The interaction means for Moonbeam that liquidity flow into the ecosystem from Ethereum, Solana, and Cosmos via a trust-minimized bridge. Now here we get a little bit of the details of what Pendulum is. Pendulum is a Polkadot Parachain smart contract platform. It's actually highly interesting. Platform with a focus on cross-border payments and financial infrastructure. Pendulum links the Polkadot ecosystem to the Stellar blockchain. Remember, we also love Stellar. Stellar has already issued a CBDC, and they've already they're the choice of the Ukrainian government. That already since 2 years. But actually, Stellar, we hold Stellar somewhere. Why we never talk about? Anyway, Stellar's good. Anyway, so Pendulum links the Polkadot ecosystem to the Stellar blockchain, enhancing bridging compliant fiat fintech services with DeFi across Moonbeam and Polkadot. This integration brings the Pen token to Moonbeam. See, Pendulum is basically a platform, fintech provider, service provider, where you basically will be able to pay with fiat and then get that fiat transferred onto the blockchain and then get your coins, cryptocurrencies. Polkadot, a non-custodial peer-to-peer order book-based exchange for the Moonbeam community. This translates to exciting opportunities. Polkadot governance token PDEX is now available on Moonbeam. I think Polkadot is something that you can compare to Uniswap. Great potential, very low market cap. Okay, so what did Pendulum. We are gonna really make videos about this because but I think today we don't have, how much time have we already been doing this? 1 second. Already. Anyway, I can't see that. So, but that also doesn't matter. Anyway, so Pendulum, we're getting in. It is, as you can see, it had an all-time high of 10 cents. And now it is, this is all-time high 8 months ago of 35 cents. Anyway, Pendulum is a pretty young coin. I think it's going to go way beyond. I think here this, comparing it with its previous all-time high is not a good comparison. Polkadot already been listed much longer, all the way back to 2021, where it had a high of almost $17, and is currently down 96.9%. So that's not so bad, is it now? It's not like we got in way too late, right? I know, because Polkadot was kind of a coin that I wanted to get in a long time ago, and then I was like, no, the price is just not right. I think today the price is right. Okay, then I wanted, the last thing about staking. Staking our Polkadots, our Kusama, our Moonbeam, and our Moonriver tokens. And remember, in the second cycle, we got our dots around $5, 91% from the all-time high. Now, what you can do, you can of course go to staking.polkadot.network and you can stake them there for around 9%. We're not really doing that, and if you stake them there, your rewards will be paid out in dots. What we do here is that let's just go, also we bought Kusama here at 22 and Moonbeam at 22 cents, and so what we do is that we are staking our Kusama, our Moonriver, our Moonbeam, and our Polkadot on Moonwell, which is a DeFi platform on Moonbeam. And this is interesting. So first, let's go through the Moonbeam. Let's go through the Polkadot. Let's say Polkadot and Moonbeam. So you can see here when you go into moonwell.fi is the website, and so you go in there, you get a view of what your. Let me see here. Here we go. This is it. This was a wrong slide. Sorry. So here you go, moonwell.fi, and then you can see this is the landing page basically, and there you can then supply USDC for 11%, 7% only on your Moonbeam, and Polkadot 10%. But here, I mean, 7% is not a lot when you can go and get 100% for providing liquidity on Hedera, but the rewards are being paid in Moonwell tokens with the ticker WELL. Keep that in mind for a second. So yeah, when you can go in there, you press portfolio, and then you can go in there. You can see we are staking DOT, Moonbeam, a little bit of USDC, and very little WELL. But anyway, and this is the portfolio and so on. You can go in, and then I think these are the rewards for, I don't know, the last, I have to check, maybe a month, 3 weeks. Well, anyway, so here we claim those rewards because the rewards that we are receiving are Moonwell tokens with the ticker WELL. We then take those tokens and stake them, and currently you can stake the WELL tokens for 22% APY. Not bad. And remember Moonwell, yeah? So on the Moonriver ecosystem, we are staking here. It's the same moonwell.fi, but then you switch the network to Moonriver, and there we are staking our Kusama and our Moonriver. And here because it's now on the Kusama ecosystem, it's not called, well, it is still called Moonwell, but they got a different token for the Kusama ecosystem, which is called MFAM. So here we are providing, again, not providing liquidity, we were staking Kusama, we're staking our Moonriver. We are receiving there, I think, a little bit more, I think like 11, 12% or something. The rewards there, where do we have them? The rewards were bigger there, 1,500. Yeah, here you can see, for Moonriver, we get 10% APY, and staking Kusama, we're getting 16%. So that's much better. Anyway, so we got worth of 1,000, Betty got worth of 1,561 MFAM reward tokens, and they, of course, can also be staked, and they can be staked at a 20% APY. So it kind of like trickles down, right? I mean, this is not going to go on forever, ever. So why do I think it's a good thing to get those MFAM and the WELL tokens? Well, if we go in and look, I hope I haven't lost you. And those of you paying attention, I think it's a good thing because it's a money-making kind of, situation. Anyway, we go into DeFi Llama, and then we first go in and we look at the Moonbeam ecosystem. And the number one protocol in terms of total value locked in is Moonwell. You can see they got they got 35 million total value locked in. Second place is StellarSwap with 7 million. Anyway, I believe that this could become the biggest DEX within the Moonbeam ecosystem. And then if we move on and actually look at Moonwell, we go in here, and then if we look, they got a market cap of 9 million. Very small. So remember, these are the WELL tokens, right? Now you can also go in and you can go to DeFi Llama, and you go and look at Moonriver, the ecosystem Moonriver, right? The chain Moonriver. And you go in and you see what is the number one DEX on Moonriver. Well, it's Moonwell Apollo. This is this MFAM tokens. Only got total value of 7 million, pretty small, but it's still the biggest within the Moonriver ecosystem. And we are getting those rewards. And the Moonriver and the Moonwell Apollo, it's called there, has a market cap of less than 1 million. That is why I believe that we could experience probably a lot of joy, just like with NetSwap, within the Metis or Andromeda ecosystem. That's all I got to say about that. As I said, Polkadot we are adding. We were going to make a video, and very excited both about Polkadot and Pendulum. We're going to talk more about that. And that's all I got to say about Polkadot for this little show of ours. Let's go into the chat. I'll have a quick sip. Whew, I hope I didn't, it wasn't too boring. I hope it wasn't too boring. Let me see if there are any questions. And remember, that's a problem. If I like say, hey, come on, answer me this, then it usually takes like 15 seconds from the moment that you have written it until I actually read it. Okay, so what do you see? BitCountry is a metaverse. Is it good, Dennis? Is BitCountry good? BitCountry is a metaverse play, but is it good? Aromatic genetics. Is it, you like it? I mean, because I personally think, fuck the metaverse. I'm pretty happy in the real world. Anyway, so let me just see. How do we get? Okay, let me just see if there any Pocket is good. Yeah, we like Pocket, but it's not really a Polkadot, is it? Immigrant Son, what do you say? Any idea whether CFG will resume ledger maintenance? I don't want to put my seed into a recovery wallet. I'm. You see, I don't 100% know, but I can imagine that it is the similar problem, or let's say technical upgrade that they need to implement, just like Akala did. And with Akala, that took a long time. They will ultimately do it, but you are completely right. The only way you could circumvent that is by getting in your seed phrase. So my advice is, if you don't really need your coins now, then I would have a little more patience. I hope that. Marcus, yeah, it was you. I love Ben. It was you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, let's see if it's gonna go up. Not happen. Same like Barn Bridge. What do you say, Dennis? I got a mention. Okay. You got a mention there. Yeah, we got a mention in Gala's. Some zombie world. There we got some mention there. Got to look at what happened with that. So what do you say? Mantis and Polkadot, and then onto this year. Okay, thank you, John. Okay, if I were a new investor with 2,000 and I had, this is a good question, and thank you for this, John. Thank you, because I never know. It's a question that bears value to many. If I were a new investor with $2,000 and I had to pick between Kusama, Polkadot, or CSM, what coin would you have me go with? Well, first of all, I would say I would not put all 2,000 into one coin. That would be the first thing that I would say. Now, I do like that because I do like all three of them. Cross Shadow, of course, is phenomenal. It's decentralized storage. Kusama, I mean, yeah, I would diversify into all of them. That's how I would do it. Let me know what the others say. What do you say, Tony? I would like to hear more your thoughts of Stella. Yes, yeah, I know, Tony. Stella is what you like, and I need to do a thorough update on that. I can't give it to you right now. Yes, but I will, Tony. I promise. Yes, Moonbell is awesome. They're also on base and will therefore take off. There we go, my friend. There we go. Blockchain, Mr. Number One is a DeFi master. Well, we are really getting, yes, I guess I'm more into the DeFi coins, and I know there are many other places that we could wander off to. And this is where I'm relying on you guys. But thank God that the DeFi boom is not over yet, right? It's not over yet. I still think DeFi has a lot of potential. It's going to make us very, 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 very happy. With lots of coins in the right pocket, in the left pocket, and in the back pocket. So what do you say, Maya? And you go, I joined late. I have to watch your whole video again. Oh, I'm watching my whole video again. I hope you're well and killing the crypts. I hope we all do that together. What I'm looking forward to, the first meme coins coming to Polkadot. It would be great, I think, hopefully, that's a good thing. You're right. That's right. And you should also let me know which meme coins. Now we've got to have a lot of fun with them. I mean, this cycle is only starting, right? The fun is really going to take off once we break through Bitcoin's previous all-time high, and it's only a matter of time. And we're already laughing. 2023 was a horrible year. Every time I did a stream, all I did was trying to convince everybody that the future of blockchain is being built right in front of our eyes. And here we say immigrant son. I'd throw half in BTC, half in the rest where if I were to start. And I think that's also a very good approach. I mean, that's, and I am just, and that's also when I do the cryptocurrency portfolio updates, is I do try to say, you got to diversify. And also, as Marcus was talking about, when the meme coins are going to come, that's going to be a lot of fun. And also when these initial coin offerings are really going to take off, and we are really going to identify what is the next trend that's really going to take off, and everybody's going to be super hyped about, right? Because the fact that the Bitcoin ETFs got approved didn't create the hype most of us expected. Christian, you think Moonriver will perform better than Moonbeam, like Kusama? Yeah, see, that is a good, that's again a good question, Christian, and it's hard to say, right? It's hard to say, but why don't, let's, I mean, this is a very quick analysis, but you can, it's always interesting to go in here and then just look at, let's look at, we can see, well, Moonbeam, what is it? It's down 98% from its all-time high, even though this is not really a real good indicator, but 98. And let's see, Moonriver. Moonriver is down, is 95. Yeah, okay. So from that point of view, there would be more potential. But Moonbeam, however, also if you got to look at the market cap, because Moonriver only has a market cap of 210 million, and I mean, this is hard to say. Oh yeah, 300. Yeah. Well, I don't know. It's hard to say. No, in this here, I think actually, when you ask like that, I think it looks like it. I don't think that the difference would be so big. I don't know. I also don't know, right? Because these are also questions when we're talking about cross network or cross shadow. Where is it more, where is it better to, so I don't know. I really don't know. I gotta be honest. I wish I did. Polkadoggies, is that already there? Is Polkadoggies there? Can't wait for the pigeons to come. Blockchain Bully is right about that. And this means it's time for me to go to bed. Not to bed, I gotta go eat now. Hopefully Betty is still around. I love you all. Thank you so much for being here. I gotta say, I do my best to make these streams. I like to do them. Most of all, I truly appreciate you being here. And I gotta congratulate you for already being here. You are number one. You know that. You're all lions. Anyway, see you tomorrow, and take care. Have a good everything. Oh yeah, that's about that. Let me see where it is.